Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all doing today? Here's your latest fourth stimulus news and information. A fourth stimulus package will help millions of Americans. Our progressive lawmakers are now planning to vote against the new bipartisan infrastructure bill. And if you're interested in entering this coming Friday's Walmart gift card giveaway, please make sure to watch until the end of this video. The chairwoman of the Congressional Progressive Caucus is standing by her claim that her members will not vote for the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill without passing the $3.5 trillion package that is aimed at enacting President Biden's economic agenda. To those who think progressives are bluffing about voting down the bipartisan package, try us, she said. The Washington State Democrat made the remarks after meeting with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who can only afford to lose a handful of votes in order to pass anything through the narrowly divided chamber. The talks come at a crucial moment for Democrats who are in control of Congress and the White House, as Capitol Hill faces a self-imposed September 27th deadline to pass a bipartisan deal, as well as a separate looming threat of the government shutting down at the end of this month and raising the nation's borrowing limit in the next coming weeks. President Biden would significantly ramp up his engagement with congressional Democrats on Wednesday as his legislative agenda reaches its highest stakes at the moment. Biden will meet at the White House with Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. He is also scheduled to hold meetings with Democrats while representing several of the party's critical caucuses. The meetings will mark the most extensive in-person engagement that Biden has held with Democrats at the White House since he took office, and comes as Democrats are engaged in an increasingly heated intra-party war as they all attempt to reconcile divergent positions on Biden's legislative plans. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer told reporters he hopes President Biden has a secret sauce to bring all factions of the Democratic Party together and unite behind the two legislative packages. So everyone, do you think both Republicans and Democrats will be able to agree on the infrastructure bill? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below.
I want to thank two leaders that I joined, Senator Brown and Senator Bennett, for championing this issue for not this Congress, but for years. Before I came to Washington, these two men were standing up and talking about the moral core of our country. If you want to see how a nation is doing, don't look at the buildings we build, how many billionaires we have. Just look at children. And what is galling me right now is that we have come to the 1 yard line. We are at an inflection point in our country where we have to ask the question, who are we? My friend, Senator Bennett, and I have been working with kids well before we came here, and he rattled off data that should be repeated. I say this is a moral issue, but he has shown this is an economic issue. We are the wealthiest nation on the planet Earth, and of the top 41 countries, we're at 38 in poor kids. And what he pointed out is that poverty costs all of us. It is a deep self-inflicted wound in this society because poverty cost this nation over $1 trillion as measured by economists. But I'm telling you right now, economists don't measure all the things that are important. Our GDP does not reflect well-being. It doesn't reflect how many antidepressants people take or how many child deaths there are. But the truth of our economy is
Jayapal said that she called the meeting with Pelosi because she wanted the speaker to understand how serious progressives were about tanking the bipartisan infrastructure bill unless the broader economic package was already passed or passing in tandem. Pramila Jayapal seemed to signal that Pelosi would not bring up the bipartisan infrastructure bill, knowing it would fail. House Budget Chairman John Yarmuth, a Kentucky Democrat, also expressed great doubts that the bipartisan infrastructure bill would pass next week because there is still no deal on its passage. He stated, "I think the reality is if there aren't enough votes to pass it, the options are to put it on the floor and have a go down or delay the vote. We'll eventually get it done, but it may take a little more time than next week." Everyone, the key word for this video is ICE. If you would like to enter this coming Friday's $100 Walmart gift card giveaway, please subscribe to my channel, comment below the keyword, and also remember to like this video. Thank you so much, everyone. Throughout this crisis, Americans who work in certain essential industries garnered praise as heroes for doing the jobs that allow most of us to continue living the life we want to live. And up to this point, that's more or less where the recognition has stopped. Those food workers, for example, have had to keep up punching a clock throughout the health crisis, unable to enjoy the convenience of a work-from-home scenario. Soon, however, their work may be rewarded with something previously thought to be elusive for most of us. Tens of millions of third stimulus checks went out earlier this year, following the passage of the $1.9 trillion stimulus law, which was passed in March. The Internal Revenue Service normally operates as basically a powerful collection agency. Even so, it was the originator of the 3 previous crisis-era stimulus checks, as well as the distributor of the 6 child tax credit payments sent out monthly through the end of this year. So everyone, that brings us to this new check that some workers across our nation may be eligible for. The U.S. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack announced this crisis relief payment a few days ago. It is part of a larger $700 million effort to help farm and food workers. Accordingly, a one-time payment of $600 is going to farm workers and the U.S. meatpacking workforce. A portion of the $700 million, totaling up to $20 million, will also go towards helping grocery store employees. Unlike the previous stimulus checks, these new payments won't come from the Internal Revenue Service. Rather, they will come from the state agencies, nonprofits, and tribal governments. Meantime, do not forget, other stimulus payments beyond these new ones are already coming right now. There will be 3 more child tax credit payments, which will give eligible parents a few $100s each month until the end of this year. At this point, the checks are set to expire, right as the midterm election year gets underway. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here this afternoon. I truly appreciate it. If you would like to enter my $100 Walmart gift card giveaway, which is scheduled for this Friday, please subscribe, like this video, and comment below the key word for this video. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a very blessed Wednesday.